What's up, my fellow strongman and strong women fans, and welcome to a new video. And today I can finally talk to you about the upcoming 2021 World's Ultimate Strongman live in Bahrain, the Middle East, for Strength Island. Now, as we know, there's not been anything events-wise live since 2019 when Matthias Kiliszewski took first place. Luke Stoltman took second, and third was Tom, as you can see here. So I've held back from making a video because basically, as we know in this industry, guys can get injured very easily last minute, and I wanted to make sure that the final 15 athletes picked were the right ones, because a few YouTubers and also online articles were a bit quick to jump the gun in December and January with the actual events and the people competing. So first of all, in terms of events, we've got the Axel deadlift, or deathlift as they call it. This event will be a head-to-head with competitors lifting the axle, which gradually will have more weight added to it. The twist is that they have to load it themselves, funny enough, so that should be tiring in itself. And the weights will range from 320 kilos all the way up to 440 kilos. That's 705 to 970 pounds in 6 incremental increases there. So the athletes have to successfully load it and then complete all 6 lifts in the fastest times possible. So I think someone like Trey Mitchell would have been good for that, but he's not been actually invited, I don't think. Event 2, this actually is going to be a mystery event, so no one knows what's going to happen apart from the organisers, which is really good because it's something the athletes can't train for. So it's going to be a surprise on the day, and I'm really hoping it's going to be some really old school circus act type of old school strongman lift, which is really unnatural, awkward and difficult. So it will really test the guy's strengths and adaptability, and I think someone like Novikov will be very good at that. So that'll be interesting to see what happens for that mystery event, which is pretty exciting because, you know, we never know. I just really hope it's not going to be something quite predictable like the Hercules hold, because we've seen that. It's just pretty boring now. For event 3 will be the giant dumbbell for reps, and as we know, Novikov actually holds the current world record for this with 11 reps. So it's 100 kilos the dumbbell, and you have to do as many reps as you can in 75 seconds. And I believe Novikov, as Matthias Kiliszewski will not be competing, he will take this event as he's very good at the dumbbell press for reps. He's just an absolute beast, to be honest, and I don't see why he's not going to smash that. So that one's going to be really exciting. That's 220 pounds, by the way, guys, one dumbbell. You know, can you believe it? Absolutely mad. Fourth event will be the carry and load, and this is a medley event. So the objects will be used, will be 100 kilos. There's going to be a tyre, a World's Ultimate Strongman shield, that's going to weigh 120 kilos, and a 14 kilo Atlas stone. So a few objects to move around. They'll obviously be lifted as fast as possible for 20, 15 and 10 meters, and then obviously loaded onto platform in the fastest time possible. So that one's going to be a good one also. And so that leads me on to the final event, event 5, which is the 10 Atlas Stone Run. And if you remember, in 2019, Tom Stoltman actually won this event with a time of 40.7 seconds, also setting a world record. And I believe the balls will range from 100 kilos all the way up to 225 kilos. So I'm pretty sure the only one who's going to take that is going to be this young man here, Mr. Tom Stoltman, who, as I mentioned previously, came third in World's Ultra Strong 2019, and he also came second to Novikov in last year's World's Strongest Man. Now, Tom hasn't got much to prove. He's proven himself in the last couple of years that he's one of the strongest men in the world in multiple areas of strongman, particularly the Atlas stones, and I know for a fact that he's going to be hungrier more than ever to 1, beat Novikov, 2, beat his brother, and basically anyone else he can. So that obviously leads on to Luke. Now, Luke came second in 2019's World's Ultimate Strongman. He didn't place too well in World's Strongest Man last year, but overall he's still been very consistent, attempting different records. Tried the log press record last year, got the British record, and generally, as we know, he's a very strong guy. You know, great shoulders, good all-rounder, but I do believe Tom is a bit better than him nowadays. So I think that Tom's going to take the podium over Luke this time. Now, Adam Bishop, as we know about Adam actually came second in Europe's Strongest Man last year and Britain's Strongest Man the year before that. Adam is a really, really strong guy, good all-rounder again. I don't think he's going to place as high though as the other guys I've mentioned so far. So it'll be interesting how he gets on. I reckon he's a top 5 finisher though. So we'll see how he gets on and hopefully does really well. Naturally, I'm going to be rooting for the Brits. You know, I'm biased there. I will admit that. Actually, I have respect for all the athletes, you know, no matter where they're from and how old they are and whatnot. So that leads me on to Terry Hollands, another English veteran of the sport. Terry's been in many World's Strongest Man competitions. He's actually the current World's Strongest Man Masters champ. So obviously that's for men in their 40s plus. And he didn't do too bad last year in World's Strongest Man. Didn't place top 5, obviously, but for the fact, you know, he's getting older and, you know, he's been in sport so long, he's doing really well. So good luck to Terry. Now, this chap here, don't really need many instructions. We all know that Novikov has become one of the youngest World's Strongest Man of all time, also one of the smallest and lightest. So, I mean, he didn't do too well in 2019's World's Strongman, but he's definitely in the top 3 for this. And I wouldn't be surprised if he takes first or second. He's such a good all-rounder, so good with the way he approaches lift, so technical, but he's so strong as well, powerful, young, hungry, no injuries. I mean, everyone's rooting for this guy again, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how he gets on. So, Mikhail Shivlakova. So, as we know for him, he's actually also another Masters champ. And actually, last year in the World's Strongman Challenges, he hit a Masters record for the deadlift, and he actually got 436 kilos, albeit his nose was bleeding, his body looked like it was going to explode for all the shaking and whatnot. But he's also Russia's strongest man, and, you know, fan favourite, great guy, really humble, good friends with Novikov actually, and I'm looking forward to seeing how he gets on. Rauno Heinle, Estonian. This guy also is a world record holder. Last year, he got the 400 kilo for reps world record at 6. And, you know, the guy is so strong. I mean, he's also very athletic. I've seen him do things like the human flag and a standing ab wheel, and he's like over 140 kilos. So, absolute beast. Another Estonian, we've got the young Irvin Toots. So this is like a Rauno's kind of apprentice. Irvin did really well last year. He actually came 3rd in Europe's Strongest Man and didn't do too bad at World's Strongest Man, but obviously didn't place in the top 5. But he's got good promise. I think he's still got some more to learn. He needs to compete in a few more comps before we see some more from him. Hopefully he doesn't get injured. I think he did pick up a slight injury in World's Strongest Man, but we'll see how he gets on. That leads me on to JF Caron of Canada. So as we know for Caron, he's actually 9 times Canada's strongest man. He came 2nd in last year's World's Strongest Man. He came 3rd in last year's World's Strongest Man after Tom. And he also was 4th the year before that in arguably one of the most challenging years of all time. That was, 2019. So obviously we have to skip 2020 for the bloody corona. But based on how he did World's Strongest Man, I think this guy's going to do really well this year. And I think he's going to be either 4th or 3rd. I wouldn't be surprised if he does better, though. So we'll see. Now, Ramin. This chap is an Iranian. I don't know too much about him, to be honest. I've seen his videos on Instagram. He looks really strong. He's quite a big guy. I've not really seen anything in terms of his records or what he's done. I don't think he's been Iranian's strongest man, but obviously because he's from the Middle East, he's going to get an invite. They have to obviously get some of the guys, the Arabs and whatnot, involved naturally. So let's see how he gets on. Be looking forward to seeing how he does, because it's always nice to see new people in the sport. Konstantin Janisha, he's obviously Jordan's strongest man for many times. We haven't seen him compete for a long time. He did. This is a World's Strongman feat strength last year, where he went for the 400 kilo for reps record, but he didn't get that, unfortunately. So we'll see how he's looking after his silence for a long time. Now, Avas, this is the guy from Latvia. Now, I don't know if I pronounced his name correctly or not, but he did compete in World's Strongest Man last year, first time. He's Latvia's strongest man in 2016 and 2019, and last year he did come 8th, in World's Strongest Man. So obviously, he's got some good potential. Still quite new to the professional level, so we'll see how he gets on. But naturally, like all the other guys, whether I know them or not, haven't seen them too much, I'm wishing them all the best of luck. Bobby Thompson. So this chap here, he actually won the Arnold's Amateur in 2019 and had his first taste of the World's Strongest Man competition last year. And didn't do amazingly, but it was still his first entry into the sport. So, and also the world's strongest man. So, looking forward to how he gets on. He's an American, by the way, just to add. And looking at some of his video, he's pretty strong overall. Quite young still, only in his late 20s. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he gets on. There's not really any Americans actually. Now when I'm going through this, I'm realizing he's the actual only American there. So that's quite interesting that many of them have decided to take it, takes one off. So Ivor, I believe you pronounce, is the Icelandic chap. So he did compete at last year's World's Strongest Man. Didn't do amazingly, but it was his first appearance. He is also he's got a world record in the natural stone at 137 kilos. So in terms of doing awkward lifts, the guy's pretty strong there, lifting up those heavy stones. And I believe he does train with Hathor, so he's obviously now rooting for that country, because Hathor's now retired. And lastly, we've got Mohammed from Iran, so the second Iranian athlete, funny enough, who's going to be competing at this year's event. Again, I don't know too much on him, but from what I've seen, overall, he's a pretty well-rounded athlete. I do know that he is Iran's strongest man from 2017 to present. So he's obviously got a lot that he wants to prove for the country and himself. And the fact that he's got another fellow Iranian on the competition with him, I'm sure it's going to push him even further. So good luck to all the athletes competing. Of course, we've got the legendary Big C refereeing again, should I say, alongside commentary from Big Loz and also Mark Boyd. Quite a lot of other events that are going to be taking place this year for World Size Strongman, including the boxing as well. And the first one's going to be on April the 10th. That's actually going to be in Abu Dhabi, I believe. Obviously, things might change. Hathor's got 2 more exhibitions fights lined up. So that's April and also in June, as you can see here. So he's going to do 2 more in prep for the fight. Then also that leads me on to the first World's Ultimate Strongwoman contest, which is happening the day before the big fight with Eddie and Hathor in Las Vegas, funny enough. So that's going to be quite exciting. And it's actually going to be the most significant because they've never actually done just a women's only contest. Now, I pulled up a few of the athletes I believe they might include, which is Andrea Thompson, as you can see. So English athlete who broke a couple records last year, the log press, females log press, women's deadlift as well. Also, we've got Donna Moore, another English athlete. In fact, all 3 that I've pulled up here are all English. So Donna hit the Atlas Stone world record last year in the feature strength, and that was when she was doing that with Tom, actually, because Tom was going for his world record then, but obviously got slightly injured, so he stopped. But she did get her record, and she's like Andrea, so strong. The pair of them are absolutely incredible. And then the last woman I believe would be included would be Rhiannon Lovelace, another English athlete. Now, she's much lighter and smaller than the 2, but doesn't mean she's not strong, hasn't got any potential in any way. She's got so many world records. She's pound for pound probably the strongest woman in the world. She claims that as well. And this is a recent 300 kilo deadlift off the blocks, which is absolutely unbelievable. And I say it time and time again, some of these women just outlift the guys, and it's just such a great thing to see, because it just proves that they're just as strong, if not stronger, than most men. So here, obviously, we've got the event, the press and the weigh-ins the day before for Eddie and Hathor. That's really exciting. I'm going to do another video on these 2 as it builds up. I've done the others, which I'll link in the description below. And obviously, we've got the main event on the 19th of September, which is going to be taking place in LA, like I said. As always, the events will be live streams on Core Sports and the Rogue Fitness YouTube channel. And it's also going to be live broadcast on ESPN. So, guys, if you like the video today, please remember to like, comment and hit that bell to subscribe. You can get all future announcements and when I upload new videos. So guys, let me know in the comment section below what you think about these upcoming events. Obviously, you've got the boxing with Hathor and Eddie, the World's Ultimate Strong Women, which is going to be showcased for the first time the day before, which is exciting in itself, and also the first live competitions for this year, hopefully, which won't be cancelled due to COVID. I'm really hoping the guys in the Middle East manage to keep things going for us, and are really excited. So let me know in the comment section below who you think is going to win. Top 3 for me, it's going to be Novikov, Tom, and I think JF Caron. So I'll see you soon, guys. Take care. Amigo and Finis, signing out.